Good morning from the National Weather Service in Raleigh, North Carolina. My name is James Morrow, here with your weekly impact weather briefing for Central North Carolina from today, Monday, September 16th, through the Sunday, September 22nd, 2019. As always, if you're listening to this webinar after the fact, we highly recommend going to weather.gov/Raleigh for the latest weather information, as that will have the most up-to-date forecast that we have available. But let's go ahead through this next week and see what we have going on. So first off, here's a look at your visible satellite, and a lot going on across the southeast United States. First of all, and most apparently, you got Hurricane Humberto, who is currently spinning off of the southeastern United States coast and expected to continue to drift to the northeast over the next 24 to 36 hours, safely away from the southeastern United States, headed in the general direction of Bermuda, at least over the next 4 to 5 days. That heading is expected to continue, and model agreement is pretty it's pretty well predicted to go well out to sea. We are going to see it recurve a little bit as it begins to do some extratropical transition over the next 4 to 5 days, but it should stay safely away from the North Carolina coast in the foreseeable future. So taking a look, you can see in the current WPC graphics that Humberto is well off the southeast coast, and we should see it continue to trend to the north and east. Here, sensibly, we have a cold front that's going to come through later on today into Tuesday, and that's going to allow for some drier, high pressure to settle in through the region. Can't rule out some intermittent showers on Tuesday afternoon and evening as this front comes through, but those should be hit or miss of the hit or miss variety, and really not expecting too much in the way of local impacts. But what will be impactful is the difference in air mass temperatures both ahead and behind this. Ahead, we're still unseasonably warm with temperatures today nearing 90 degrees across portions of the area, and behind this front, we're going to struggle to even reach 80 degrees on Wednesday and Thursday with highs generally in the mid to upper 70s. So it's going to be our first real taste of fall across the region, and overnight low temperatures are going to be in the 50s. So certainly some window opening weather midweek with a little bit of a warm up as we go late in the week, but we should have this high pressure that's going to settle right over top of us, really minimizing any rain chances, and those rain chances should remain near zero through the end of the week into early next week, with a slow warming trend expected once we get into the late week to upcoming next weekend. So it should be a very pleasant week and very little to no thunderstorm chances. The best chance of maybe hearing a rumble of thunder across the western areas will be Tuesday afternoon and evening, but that doesn't look to be a significant chance at this point in time. So this will also tell the story. So here's the expected rainfall totals across the area for the next 7 days or so, and we're really seeing little to no precipitation chances in the next 7 to even 9 days. So I'd say the 7 to 9 day period, we're really not seeing much in the way of precipitation chances. The next possible chance will be the middle of next week as a cold front approaches the area, but there's still a lot uncertain when it comes to that, and certainly anything that's 9 days out can certainly change between now and then. But for at least the next 7 days, little to no precipitation chances, and that immediately this time of year brings to mind, all right, what is our drought monitor looking like? Well, luckily, especially across the eastern zones, which has played had some issues here in the last month or two, we're seeing a lot of improvement, many of which we can thank Dorian for when it comes to drought. So most of the eastern areas are very saturated with some of the Dorian rainfall, with some abnormally dry conditions persisting as you get into the western sandhills and the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains. So we'll watch that, especially over the next 7 or so days as dry weather persists. But it's going to take a little bit longer than that to have significant impacts when it comes to drought monitoring. The tropics are still active. We have a 90% chance of development here behind Humberto, and a small chance of development along the Texas coast later on today into tomorrow. But right now, nothing that looks very impactful for the southeastern United States. Something to keep an eye on, because we are just progressing past the peak tropical weather season across the North Carolina area, but nothing currently threatening us as we speak. We are, however, celebrating the 20th anniversary of Hurricane Floyd today. 20 years ago today, Hurricane Floyd made landfall near the Wilmington area and produce quite a bit of rainfall and flooding, especially across the southeastern ports of North Carolina. And for more info there, visit weather.gov/RA/events and visit our social media pages. We put a lot of information about Hurricane Floyd out there today. Just a quick summary. Umberto continues northeast away from the mid-Atlantic coast this week. Warmth and humidity that we're going to see at the beginning of this week will really take a back seat to much cooler and drier weather as we progress. We'll see a gradual warming trend into next weekend, but enjoy the next 4 to 5 days, especially middle to late week, because that'll be your first taste of fall, with overnight temperatures dipping well into the 50s, with even a 40-degree reading or two possible in the usual cold spots across central North Carolina. The tropics do remain active, but no current North Carolina threats, and these abnormally dry conditions, drought conditions, these kind of patchy conditions persist across the state, mainly across the western and northern halves, but no significant drought issues as we speak. At this point, I'm going to pause the presentation and be happy to take any questions that you may have.